Parents in upstate New York are outraged. A school investigation underway after allegations came out that staff were using wooden timeout boxes built for special needs students. These boxes, lined with a padded mat, were allegedly being used as a behavioral calming measure. Salmon River School District board directors closed campus last week after launching an investigation. The superintendent of schools was placed on at-home duties, and other staff have been placed on administrative leave pending further notice. The claims are making national headlines and garnering the attention of New York Governor Kathy Hochul. Joining me now is former Salmon River School Board member Chrissy Jacobs. Ms. Jacobs, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Sego.
I don't have to tell you that this was definitely a topic of conversation here in the newsroom. When we saw this story and we heard about it, we were excited to speak with you. Chrissy, you also posted online about these timeout boxes. Can you tell me how you learned that the school was actually using these?
So New York school said, I'm tired of your badass kids. We're going to put them in a box. And parents are outraged. They not putting good kids in the box. They putting bad kids in the box. If your kid was in that box, what does that say about you as a parent? If your kids were put in this box, what does that say about you as a parent? That means you ain't parenting. That means you ain't doing your job. How can you be upset when kids are disciplining your kids? That's what you should have been doing at home. This is why kids are falling behind. It's because they getting distracted by these badass kids that you refuse to parent at home. I don't see a problem with this. I don't see a problem. You getting bad, get yourself in that box, close the door. I done seen worse. See, y'all parents get so mad about people finally disciplining your kids, but you fail to discipline your own kids. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a little box. Go ahead and think about your thoughts. If you want to be a distraction to yourself. But this is why kids are behind. It's because you got bad kids in there taking away the time from the teacher to focus on these good kids. They got to worry about your badass kid. Put them in the box. I don't mind this. I would not be upset at all. I wish my kid would get put in the box. They're going to get put in the box at home too. Parents need to start parenting. I'm always big on parents being parents. Too many of y'all parents want to be y'all kids' best friend. That's the problem. That's how they end up in this box. Because your kids don't fear you. So the school was like, we got to do something because these kids is bad. See, it's going to be a time. Yeah, I need to watch my other posts talking about AI learning. It's going to be a time where these kids got to learn by themselves and use AI. And if they get left behind, they get left behind. There's nobody there going to be giving them extra attention now. If you behind, you behind. Because these teachers don't get paid enough to babysit and take care of your kids. So what they doing? Put their ass in the box. I don't understand why parents would be upset. I think parents should be embarrassed about their own parenting. They should look at themselves and say, you know what? I was a terrible ass parent. I shouldn't have done that. I should have disciplined my kids. So New York school said, build the box, put it in the corner, close it. So if you want to act like a nut, we got padding in there. So if you want to jump around and hit, you ain't going to hurt yourself. I love it. I am not mad at this. It's better than sending them to the thing, walking down the hall, playing around. Because what that does is taking away time from the teacher. Hey, man, obviously you don't want to be here. Obviously you want to get some energy out. Let's go ahead and go in the box. I love this idea. I am not mad at this idea at all. But who's outraged by this? Let's keep watching for more.
Well, I don't like the word timeout boxes because it minimizes the damage and the trauma that our families have experienced. I'm going to call them what they are: child-sized shoes, child-sized holes. I got a hold of these images because a concerned community member forwarded them to me who worked in the school and was resigning. So you have full permission to use them. We need all the help we can get. We've spent the last couple of decades silenced by the school district and the New York State Department of Education when it comes to treatment of children in upstate New York.
And Ms. Jacobs, because it should not matter whether or not I have a child in that classroom or not, I would think that any parent would be outraged. The person who forwarded the photos to you, did they see it actually a child inside at any time, or are they saying this is something they had planned to do with those boxes?
No, so those boxes were specifically built with one student in mind, according to Principal Allison Benedict. We have come to find out from sources within the school district and within the St. Regis Mohawk School that Fromm, who was a behavioral specialist that the district brought in, was pressuring staff to use these boxes. This is one of 3 within the Salmon River School District. And they were also being pressured to use closets or bookshelves to corral children.
How do you
Point of the story is this. If you are parenting your kids and you doing your job as a parent and your kids understand right and wrong and they understand consequences, I'm not worried about no timeout box. It's only the parents that are complaining about this that have bad kids. I'm not complaining about no wooden box. I have no problem with the wooden box because my kid won't be in it. Because my kid knows if they get anywhere near that timeout box, it's going to be problems at home. So the parents that's worried about this, that's upset about this, is because those are the parents with the badass kids. That's just what it is. The teachers don't mind this. She's trying to make it seem like, oh, this is so bad. I bet you a lot of teachers are like, thank you. I got something I can put these bad kids in. Just go in the box, please. Close it. I'll tell you when to come out. Come out never. We got to have something for these teachers. They don't get paid enough to deal with this. So, you know what? Just get in the box. Bad kids in the box. I have no problem with this. Like, you can tell, like, I'm over here smiling because my kids will never be in the box. So if you're a good parent, you do your job, you're not worried about the timeout box. Because your kids know if you get anywhere near that timeout box, it's going to be worse than being inside of the timeout box. We got to bring back real parents. We got to bring back them parents you look at and they be like, oh, I know they don't play around. You know what teachers tell me? Your kids are so good. They're so well-mannered. They do everything right. They don't play around. We got a lot of bad kids. But then they say, you know what? We see you and we see you don't play around and we understand why. Thank you for being a great parent. Teachers tell me and my wife, thank you. Because our kids ain't acting like jackasses. And I thrive and I'm proud of that.
if something like this could happen? Even as I look at this, and I had a conversation with my producer, someone discussed it, someone planned it, someone put it in, and no one within all of these adults thought this was a bad idea?
I think what we're seeing is a direct relation to what happens when you dehumanize any population or demographic of people. Eventually, we just become statistics on a paper for funding.
Ms. Jacobs, when you see this and you've raised the attention with us, you're speaking with us now, what is it that you hope happens?
I hope these
Ms.
kids start
Jacobs, I
getting
want to
better
thank you
parenting.
again for joining us. That was Chrissy Jacobs, who brought to our attention here at News Nation these boxes, these images that you see on your screen. I had called them a timeout box, and she corrected me by saying, I don't want to call them that. I want to call them what they are, that these are boxes holding children, and it's unacceptable. We will, of course, continue to follow this story as it develops. And we're also, we have a request out to the governor, Governor Kathy Hochul, to get her responses.
Thank you.
Look, like I said, you ain't worried about the box. Let's go back to the box real quick. Where's the box? Where's it at? Right here. You're not worried about this if you parent your kids. If you parenting your kids, this ain't got nothing to do with you. If you are a good parent, if you are taking responsibility for your kids, this will never apply to you and your kids. So the people that's upset are the ones that got bad kids. It could be there as a symbol. You messed up, you get in the box. Because isn't that like life? Let's think about it. You mess up, you go to prison, go to jail. What's your cell? It's a box. We just preaching this message early. You mess up, you go in the box. You mess up, you go in the cell. You go to jail, you go to prison. It's still a box. We're just going to start it now because a lot of these kids don't see it now. They see it when they actually go to prison and go to jail. So I'm just saying, I ain't got no problem with this because my kid would never be in that damn box. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Go get her Patreon coming soon. Put stuff on there as we speak. Gonna keep working. Daily show coming soon. Almost there to get monetized. We're gonna keep this thing going, keep it rocking. Talk about stuff like this. I'm really want to know what people want to know about this. So let me know in the comments what you think about with these wooden boxes, if you for or against them, because I really want to know. But we're gonna keep this thing rocking. I appreciate everybody. But at the end of the day, if you got kids, raise your kids right. If you have kids, raise your kids right. Don't be a parent that's trying to be their friend. Be a parent to get them ready for life. All right, I'm out.